Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back to week 2. Today, I have a special guest, Sylvia Dana, and she is our KVCore guru here at EXP. And she has been so kind as to come on and help us get started setting up KVCore with her 5 top suggestions on what to do with KVCore to create some leads for you all. So Sylvia, thank you so much for being my guest today, and let's get started.
Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to give you my new agent kit for KVCore. So this can be for a brand new agent. It can be an agent brand new to KVCore. It can be an agent, just new to EXP. So whatever your situation, this can apply to you. Awesome. Okay, so the first thing what we're going to do is we're just going to first explore why you should use KVCore in the first place. Does that sound good? Because a lot of people like, oh, okay, KVCore, what is it? It's mysterious. I don't know. It does too much. So let's just talk about what it does do, why you should use it.
Exactly. I think that is so important because I don't know about you, but I have agents all the time. They're like, I got my license, but what do I do now? And I explain all the time how important it is. And KVCore is so much. It's you're an entrepreneur now. It's literally like your storefront. And, it's just super, super important. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So great. So the best uses and features of KVCore, why you should use it. So the first thing that your KVCore is, it is your web IDX. So like Dawn said, this is your storefront. You can brand yourself along with your brokerage. You can adjust different widgets, which I'll show you what I'm talking about, add testimonials, be compliant in your state. There's property search for your consumers, home valuation for your consumers, website visitors, market reports they can subscribe to, and you can create custom pages. So let me just show you what the heck I'm talking about. So we're just going to go to my KVCore to start. So here is my KVCore website, and you can choose different background pictures. I usually use my listing photos. So I always get professional photos done, and then, to update my website every once in a while, I'll just throw up some new listing photos, and they alternate. You can put several, and then they'll alternate every time it refreshes. And you can also add your own logo along with your brokerage logo. And then, here is like what's called an office name. Now, with EXP, you might have a branch office, but we don't generally have offices. So these office names are what KVCore has given us. There's about 600 KVCore offices for EXP Realty. And so that is going to be your office name. And this could potentially get changed. For example, mine used to say EXP Realty in Grand Rapids, but I noticed some other EXP agents in my area, there said EXP Realty in West Michigan. I'm like, that more represents what I want it to say. And so I just actually asked EXP Realty, can you switch me to a different office? Because I want it to say that. So anyway, so this connects to your MLS, your IDX. And so which MLS IDX you're connected to down here. So I should say too, for if you are brand new to EXP and you haven't even opted in for KVCore, that's actually a step you have to take. So you have to go into your expenterprise.com account. And that's like the first password you get, the first login you do when you join EXP is going to your EXP Enterprise account, go to optional services, and then opt in for your KVCore account. That gets created for you. You get a username and password. So anyway, once you have that, then you can use this thing. But anyway, at the bottom, it's going to have what MLS you're connected to. It's going to have your state brokerage. You can add your own address as well, your own location. If you're far away from your broker address and you're not going to go pick up mail there, you can put whatever really you want there. And then agents who are in Texas or California and a little bit in Canada have some certain compliance things that you can add to the footer in the website settings. So it's flexible. And then you can blog to it, you add your bio, testimonials, and you've got options for different widgets. You can also customize widgets so they link to where they want. That does take some special code. But if you don't want to do special code, you know, you've got what's my home worth, open houses, multi-property type widgets. So there's some flexibility to it, but it's not a plug and play system. Okay, so you're going to have to do some setup to it. And so we'll get to that. We'll get to that part. So anyway, people here can, again, search properties in your MLS. They can go here, for example, and I say, well, I want to see what's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I am looking for a maximum price of $250,000. And let's say that's it. And apply filters, and and then it's gonna help. It's gonna allow people to search properties. They can also get their instant home value, and they can also subscribe for market reports. You could also add custom pages. So that's just like a little introduction about what's possible as far as how it looks. And again, you can change colors, background images, widget organization, your secondary logo, all that jazz. But wait, there's more. So the other really important thing about this system is the lead generation option. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be trying to drive people to your website to see things. You want to generate leads. So just because you have this website doesn't mean magic is going to happen. You actually going to have to do some work now to drive people to your website. So let me just show you my back end of my KVCore. So I'm logged into my back end. This is where I can see all my stuff and see all these people looking at stuff. I have no idea who these people are. They are people who have found my website, not because they searched on Google to find a great realtor in Grand Rapids, but I did some work and continually do a little work to create what we call squeeze pages. To drive these people, these new leads to my website, register on my website so they can look at properties, they can get their instant home value, whatever the case may be. And then, I can nurture them from here. We're going to go over that too, but let's talk about lead generating. So I'm going to be pointing you in some directions to get more extensive training so you can really understand all the nuances. But let me kind of just start here. Let's pretend you have a property, like I have this listing right now. This is my listing. And maybe you can promote your own listing, or you can promote, another agent's listing in your area, like another Exp agent, or maybe you're in a state where you can promote anybody else's listing. So I'm in Michigan and I can promote anybody else's listing that I want to, as long as I mention in my post or ad or, wherever I'm promoting this listing, who the listing brokerage is. So it's important that you know what your state laws are. Different brokers might have their opinions, different agents and mentors might have their opinions about what you should do to promote other people's listings. But what matters is what your state advertising laws are as far as promoting listings. So defer to that, please. But anyway, so this is my listing. And, it's just a basic listing page, just like any other web IDX you would find, but it's pretty cool. It shows similar properties and properties in the neighborhood and then the rest of my website. This link here, I could take this link that's I did not mean to do that. Hold please. I could take this link up here and I could share this link. I could text it to somebody. I could post it to Twitter. I could post it to Facebook. I could share this link and promote this property. And the way that our system works is by default, if someone is not logged into your website, they've never registered on your website before, then after looking at like 2 or 3 pictures, they're going to be asked to register on your website. There's a form that's going to pop up, and I can't show you because I'm already logged into my own website right now. So maybe I could show you if I did this. So here I am registered as a consumer on my own website. And here I can create my own saved searches and such. But let me just log out so I can show you how this works. Okay, I think this should work now. I'm just going to refresh. So let me go back and I am going to view my own listing. And hopefully this works sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of scroll through here. Oh, there it goes. So I've looked at a couple pictures and now it's asking me to register. So somebody could feasibly look at a couple of pictures, scroll down and see the whole listing and never have to register. Now, what's going to happen is when somebody registers, they're going to become a new lead on your website. So they can continue with email, they can log in with Facebook or Google. I'm already logged into Facebook, so let me just continue with Facebook. I don't want to enter, I have not required a cell phone number, or I'm not required the lead giving me their phone number on my website. So I'm just going to say, no, thanks, let me in, and it's going to register me. And then I'm going to be able to look at whatever my little heart desires on my website. Okay, so that's how now the lead has gone into my CRM and it's tracking me. Okay, all right. But the point is that is a link that I could share, but it's not technically a squeeze page. A squeeze page, what that does is it gives KVCore directions about what to do with the lead. And so we're gonna, at the end, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, but I just wanted to introduce that topic. When you go into the back end and you want to start creating leads, creating lead generation tools, you're going to go to the lead engine. You can go to the squeeze page area and you'll see it says IDX squeeze page here. There's a multi-property squeeze page options. This is like if you wanted to create a list of open houses in your area, all the homes with pools in a certain zip code, all the homes in a certain price range in a certain city, lists of properties, okay, that meet certain criteria, or a single property squeeze page where you're promoting a specific listing, a seller squeeze page where you're inviting people to get their instant home value in a certain area, or inviting people to subscribe to a market report in a certain area. And so you can create these squeeze pages and then you're going to be posting them out there on the interwebs to hopefully drive people to your website. We're going to get more into that, but I'm just introducing this right now. Okay. The other thing I wanted to point you to, this is new and exciting, are these playbooks that KVCore has come out with recently. And I say recently, I mean, a few months ago. They only have one currently, one playbook, but it's cool. So I'm going to open this up. And what you could do is you can find a listing that you want to promote. And these are my listings I could start promoting. And if I click on start promoting, it gives me some options. I could send and schedule a text message to tell everybody that's in my KVCore that has been looking at properties that match my property. I could be sending them a text message to say, hey, check out my property, or schedule an email that does the same thing, or do both. I could also it quick and easily creates a custom text code just for me that I could use for call capture in regards to this property. But what's really cool is this digital promotion part. It actually will create squeeze pages for you that you can actually edit and save. It's amazing. And I really like it. I'm like that they've done this. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So here, if I go to edit settings, this is where you can actually create the squeeze page. So again, that link I showed you to my listing will generate a lead possibly. But let's say I want to say, you know what? I don't want people to look at any pictures before they register. I want to get the lead. And I will tell you that if you want to get a lot of leads, you want them to have to register immediately in order to see the stuff. Otherwise, you're not going to get a lead. That's great that you're letting them look at pictures, but they're never going to come back to your website. Like you have that one chance, you know? So I put it on immediate whenever I'm creating a squeeze page. That means when I create this link, then people are going to be forced to register immediately in order to see what I'm sharing. I can also decide what source. So if I'm going to create the squeeze page for Facebook, I can put FB there. Then I can create hashtags. What are hashtags? Hashtags are like categories for the lead. So imagine me, I'm a consumer and I go on Facebook because you're going to post this link on Facebook. And I register on your website and come in as a lead, and my little name comes through your website, and I'm listed there as a contact, and now you can talk to me, you can send me an email, you can text me. When that lead comes in, you can assign it so that there's specific hashtags that come in with the lead. So like if you're going to be posting this on Facebook and you want to know very easily that this is a Facebook lead, I could write Facebook lead, just for myself to really have it clear when the lead comes in, it's just attached, or whatever I want to do to categorize that lead. And there's so much more I could tell you about hashtags, but I just don't have time, so I can't. Now, anytime you make any changes in here, you want to generate the link again, because it's going to change. It changes the directions that you're giving KVCore. You want to generate a new link every time you make any change here. But what's cool about this is now that's saved here, so I can always go back to this. This isn't the old school way of creating squeeze pages, but it's a great, easy way of creating squeeze pages. But I just wanted to point that out, that these playbooks can be kind of fun. And there's a playbook guide here. If you ever go into the support and training area and go to Learning Portal or Support Center and just type in topics, you'll get a lot of support articles where KVCore will tell you what to do. Up here is why should I use playbooks? Here's support articles to answer your question about the playbooks. So you can train yourself this way. All right. What else? Okay, automation. So the other thing about the other feature of KVCore, and the reason you want to use it, besides that it's your storefront, besides that you can start generating leads with it, is the automation. So you've got drip campaigns, behavior alerts, search alerts, valuations, and you can, nurture your database. So what am I talking about when I'm saying campaign? Well, I'm not talking about like an ad campaign. A lot of people think when I use that term campaign, I'm talking about advertising campaigns. That's not what I'm talking about. A campaign in KVCore are drip actions like emails automatically going out, text messages automatically going out, maybe tasks being assigned to you, the agent, things that are happening automatically after a lead comes in. So if you go here to your marketing area and smart campaigns, you'll see your campaigns here. Now, if you're brand new to KVCore and you don't have any campaigns yet, this might be blank. And that's something you're going to want to remedy. And as part of this training, Dawn's going to be providing you a link to my DIY guide to fast start your KVCore. And I have directions on there how to add your campaigns and do that, because you can just take campaigns from the KVCore library, a new lead buyer campaign, a new lead seller campaign, really an open house campaign, these campaigns that you want, and you can add them and activate them in your system. And so I've got directions for how to do that in my extended training that you're going to get access to. That's free for you. Okay. But anyway, let's look at one of these campaigns. I'm just going to look at my, my default seller campaign as an example. You can see what's going to happen.
You know what, real quick, Sylvia.
Yeah.
So these are so important because you've got to remember people are not always ready to buy or sell when they get online and start looking. That usually happens 6 months to a year before they're actually ready to take action. I can't tell you how many leads I have in KVCore that entered KVCore a year ago, and they're just now ready to pull the trigger. But because they've been seeing all of my emails and my campaigns and my videos and all of the stuff I send out through KVCore, when they're ready, they call
you.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Isn't it a beautiful thing?
Important.
I know. It's a beautiful thing. So, and then there's so much more that KVCore is doing that we're going to address, that it's doing for you to keep in touch with these people. You might think like, how does this person even know who I am? Well, KVCore is doing stuff, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, looking at this default buyer campaign, for example, you can tell what it's doing. You can look at it and say, okay, this campaign is going to start when the status is new. Now I have a lot of special hashtags in here that say, hey, new lead buyer campaign, you can't start if you see any of these hashtags. So I'm trying to prevent that campaign from running in certain cases. But But anyway, you can tell what's going to happen with the campaign by just looking at it. And then you can see what's going to be sent by looking at the preview and seeing what is going to be sent when that campaign action happens. And when is it going to be sent? Immediately, then 1 hour after the lead comes in, on the second day after the lead comes in, on the 12th day, etc. So these are the drip actions, these emails or texts or call tasks for you, the agent. They're going to happen after a lead comes in or it gets assigned, tagged as a certain thing. So that's what I'm talking about, campaigns. So these things happen automatically and over time. And there's these default ones you can just use and start, or you can also customize your own campaigns, create them from scratch, whatever you want to do. All right. But now let's talk about, the behavior alerts, search alerts, and evaluations real quick. Behavior alerts, that is important. It's kind of like what Don and I were referring to before. I'm going to click here on all marketing. So besides these drip campaigns, you also have what's called behavior alerts. Now, these are things that are happening without you while you're sleeping, let's call it. Like while you're taking a nap, your client thinks you're talking to them.
Love it.
And yeah. And so by default, anybody who's marked as an active lead, a new lead, a sphere status, or prospect, these are turned on for. And what's going to happen is if your person does any of these things on your website, then they're going to get a message. So for example, let's say they favorited a property. If you have a phone number for them inside the system that works, then they're going to get this text message. It's going to say, "Hi, Susie," or whatever their name is. It looks like you favorited 123 Main Street, whatever they favorited on my site. Would you like any more info about it? And then it's got your information. And then, if they view 5 properties in the last day, that's going to happen. Now, if there's no phone number, then they're going to get an email instead, and you can see what it's going to say. Now, can you change what these say? No, you can't. And a lot of people get very upset. A lot of agents, it doesn't sound like me. But I will tell you, absolutely nobody but you cares what you sound like.
So true.
It's true. And they're like short little messages, short text, short emails that just are, trying to get across, words to say things. It's not like you're, going to win a Pulitzer Prize. So don't worry about it.
Just trying to create a connection, right? Like you're just trying to get them to respond to something. You can show your true personality when you're having that actual conversation.
Once you get in the conversation.
Right. Right now, you're just trying to get them to notice you, to click.
Exactly. You're trying. So it's so funny that you were talking about that earlier, Don, because I've had people call me and say, "Oh my gosh, you must be the most on top of it, realtor I've ever met," because they think that, they're doing something on my website and then I'm like texting them in real time. "Oh my gosh, hello, you're looking at my website." Sort of thinking, well, I'm not. I'm like day drinking somewhere. Okay. But so.
And they always think it's you sending them this stuff. I get messages a lot that say, "Dawn, you sent me this," and I'm like,
"Cool."
My KVCore for I don't know how long, because I have somebody that does that for me.
Yeah.
And so, but they're friends, and I've done business with them in the past or whatever, and they just they think it's you. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They do. And they think, when you call them, if they do call you out of the blue and they're ready to buy or sell, they think that you know who they are.
I have to go back and read through their messages. Like my assistant will say, "Hey, Dawn, Ben is wanting to go look at houses on Saturday." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, okay, I got to go up to the search bar, put in Ben and figure out which one it is and go look at past conversations because I have no clue."
Yep, absolutely. And so there's these behavior alerts. And then the other thing that can get sent is search alerts and listing valuation. So let's go into my smart CRM really quick, and I'm going to look for one down here. Let's see. So this person came in on September 7th, looking at this property, and I can see what they looked like. And I can see what hashtags were added when that happened, when they came in. So here they are. These hashtags are there. So that way I know how many people, who was looking at this property. And Facebook buyer is not only, it's not only my little tag to help me track, my Facebook leads a little better, but also I have a custom campaign that's going to get triggered when that hashtag comes in. So my Facebook buyer campaign, you'll see on the right-hand side that I can see that that's running. And I also have a lender campaign that my lender put in. And it's just like 2 messages, and it's fine. Then my assistant goes in, like I used to do this myself, but now I'm fancy. So now my assistant goes in here and adds also a market report for the area that they're looking in, that they're going to get every 28 days. If I had a home valuation for them, if they asked for their instant home value, or I knew their address, I could add that in the listing valuation area, and they would get whatever their home value was estimate every 28 days as well. So those are the automatic things that will get sent out. Now, these property alerts, anytime somebody comes on your website and looks at a property, within about 48 hours, KVCore will create a search alert for you that will start getting sent out daily of the similar properties that they looked at. And so here's an example. They looked at this area, and my assistant went in here and she probably fixed these price ranges to just be maybe a little more broad, because my assistant, what I used to do myself is I'd go in, if there weren't enough results because the inventory is so low right now, I would go in and just expand the price range, or even expand the area a little bit so they just get more listings.
Yeah.
But now I have somebody go in here and do that for me, just expand it a little bit so there's more listings that get sent to them and not too few. But you can adjust the search alert, even though KVCore set it up for you and it's sending, you can adjust it. Or if that person lets you know, hey, I'm looking for more like this price range, which they do, then you can go in and fix it. So those are some things that happen automatically. Okay. This automation. And, the last part is nurturing your sphere. You can import your whole database. And, for brand new agents, that's like, who are the 100 people that because you all have, know 100 people or 100 people that that you can put in there so they can start hearing from you automatically with a sphere campaign. So, and then finally, you've got a smart number, and I don't really have time to talk about that right now, but in my DIY guide that I'm going to give you, I explain this more. There's also a dialer, so it can dial like everybody in your sphere, for example, or all your new leads today, for example. There's also an open house app, and there's some add-ons that you can purchase in the back of KVCore, but otherwise, those are some of the best uses and features. And so now I want to give you how to get started with KVCore as a new agent or new to KVCore, or whatever the situation is. You're relaunching your business, something to just kind of refresh. All right. So let's say you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to start using KVCore now. So what is the first thing that you're going to do? And that's just what I was referring to, is importing your database. And Donnie referred to it before. Having a database is really important. And in fact, NAR says that realtors earning $100,000 or more in gross commission income are twice as likely to be those agents also using a CRM than those agents who earn less. So
I agree 100%. Like KVCore was a game changer for my business. I had you set it up, and I know you're going to tell them a little bit more about that later. So I just have to say that was the one smartest thing I ever did with KVCore, because we get so busy as realtors that we don't have time to go in and do all this. So we have options for you at the end of this recording today. So stay tuned. But getting your database in here, and I I often teach that, you know what, let's not worry about the business that you have today. Make your job be to fill your pipeline, pour leads in there, because that's what's important. I hear people say all the time, it's, you know, I get these internet leads and they're just not very good leads. They're not ready right now. Who cares? Get them in there.
Get them in there.
Start sending them market reports. That's what it's about. I think I have about 3,000, you probably have a way more than I do, but I think I have about 3,000 leads in my KVCore now because of just the ads and stuff that I've been doing. And it's just been a game changer. So
for sure. And I will tell you, I was one of those, Dawn, I don't know if you remember, because you and I have been around a little while. You know, when I first started using KVCore in like spring of 2018, I was using Realty Juggler as my CRM at the time. And
I used that before in the past.
Yeah. So I really liked it. You know, I'd spend a lot of time setting it up, because any CRM you get, there's a huge, it takes a lot of time to set up any CRM. I don't care. There's no easy CRM out there. I don't care what anybody says. I know, because I've tried them all.
Got it done for you, because I mean, it's just that you can't do that. You have to go in and set all these things.
Have to do it. Right. And so anyway, so I was using it. I liked it. And I just, once I started using KVCore, even when I started teaching KVCore and, you know, helping people learn KVCore and started generating my own leads with KVCore, I still was not willing to take all my past clients in my sphere and put them in KVCore for like a long time. I was probably like only a year and a half ago when I finally did it. And when I did that, it was a game changer for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, Dwayne Johnson, who was like the first, my very first listing. He was, I saw him looking at properties on my website, you know, so you can see who's looking at what. And I called him. I'm like, hey, Dwayne, what are you doing? I saw you were looking at some properties. Oh yeah, I was just curious about what's going on in the neighborhood. Yeah. Because you know, and so, but it helped me see like, oh, not only was this a good prompt for me to give him a call, but also to stay connected, but also what if he was looking to buy or sell again? And I want to make sure I'm going to be his agent, you know?
Exactly. Well, one of the things I teach too is like, I mentioned earlier, like I try to explain to agents that KVCore is your storefront. Your website is your storefront. And once people enter your storefront, how do you keep them in your store? How do you keep them coming back? You know, if you have a small business and you have like a little boutique or something, they come in, the campaigns and all the stuff that you do on the back end, that is how you keep them coming back into your store. You keep them engaged, and it is literally just a game changer. So
absolutely. So hopefully we've talked you into doing that.
If that didn't work, then I don't know what will.
And we're going to make sure you have these tools, but I do have a KVCore lead import template. And KVCore has one, but I kind of basically took theirs and sort of made it a little more instructive. And there's like, so I've got at the top, this video, if you click here, it'll show this little pop-up, my little training. I think it's just 12 minutes or something, explaining how to use this template. But basically the explanation is just how to organize all your contacts and get a file ready so you can do that import. Awesome. So I just want to point you in that direction.
Is this on that resources?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. So for those of you watching this, it's in the additional resources in this week's training. So you have access to this.
Yes. All right. So then the second thing that you're going to want to do is add a lender. So a lot of people don't do this, but let me just tell you how important it is. So first of all, you know, on your website, you've got this option to show a financing tab, and you want to make sure you have a lender that is willing to partner with you on this. It doesn't cost them anything, number one. So, and so you want to find a lender who is maybe like just maybe a newer lender who's like hungry for leads, and maybe somebody who's tech savvy enough too, that, you know, when they get a lead sent to their email, that they're gonna, you know how to work it, and they'll maybe help you work these leads and actually help you convert. So they might, they could call these leads for you and say, hey, I saw that you were checking out Sylvia Dana's website. Great realtor, I know. And I'm a lender and we partner together. Is there anything I can do for you? Are you pre-approved? How soon you're going to buy, blah, blah, what, and they can help you convert these leads. And so you want to put somebody in there that is going to be willing to partner with you. So what's cool is when you add a lender to KVCore, and I'll go over this, but when you do that, they get an email with their username and password, and they're going to get a login credentials just like you do to kvcore.com, username, password. And then they're going to have a CRM just like you do. And all the leads that you've shared with them or any other agent who's using KVCore shared with them, they're going to be able to see inside their CRM. And they can also create squeeze pages for you and get leads for both y'all. Wow. I know. Yes. And so
I didn't even know that.
I know it's a big deal, but it's honestly, it's you have to find a lender who is, willing to do it. And
I just got a new lender, and I'm in the process of getting him added to KVCore, which they haven't done quite yet, but he wants to make calls. He's always saying, Dawn, just let me know. And so now let me ask you something, and you might not know the answer to this, but so if I had a lender before, because I did have a lender before and he never got in, and so I fired that.
Got rid of him.
But now when I get a new lender, does he have access to all my leads or only the ones I've added him to?
Great question. It's only the ones you've added him to. Okay. So let me kind of quickly address that. So when they are added and you choose them as your primary lender, then that's when they're going to show up in the financing tab.
Okay.
And they're also going to be able to put their pre-approval link here, and they're going to, make sure they put their picture in their bio, because they're going to have to do that. They're going to get a profile just like you. So once they do that, they're going to have to go to their profile, upload a picture, put a bio, and then an area for their pre-approval link. Okay. Gotcha. And also they have a signature area. Okay.
Okay.
So they'll do the same thing. And then what you're going to do here. So if I go here to edit my profile, you'll see where it says lender. This is the lender that I've chosen as my primary lender. Now you might have asked KVCore to add a few different lenders, a handful of lenders even, and you could change them around. Like, I'm sick of Eric. I'm going to now put Amanda in there, and you could change, you could change this and say, okay, I'm going to put Amanda in here, and I'm going to put her in there, I could change it. And then for that showing on agent subdomain, that's so they show up on that financing tab. But, and people will say, oh, but there's all these other lenders. I didn't put them in there. Well, yes, but somebody else put them in there. And you still can add them. So like, I know Wendy, if I decide, oh, I'll give Wendy a shot, I'm going to put Wendy in here and see what she does. I could add her as even though I wasn't the one who requested her, but I know who she is, and Brandon, I put Branding, and I know Steve Sanchez too. I didn't put him in there, but he's a good lender. So I've got some access here, and I could call up Steve Sanchez and say, hey, I see that you're in KVCore. You want to take my leads for a while? But right now I'm still using Eric. So I'm going to leave it at that. So to answer your question, in your smart CRM, I could go here to filters, and I could look at what lender has what people. So Amanda did at one time have some of my people. So I am going to look for her, and I'm going to apply the filters. Oh, it didn't come up with anything. That's interesting. Oh, maybe.
So I bet then you could go in and change it.
I have to. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Let me just see if this.
Okay.
It's not working there. So maybe I turned them all off of her. I might have done that. I don't know. Let's see if sorry, I'm not sure why that's not working. So I'm going to try if I do Eric, what's going to happen. obviously spinning, it's thinking. So yeah, okay.
There we go.
So it's gonna help you find who are all the people that are assigned to what lender.
Gotcha.
And I can, you're not going to be able to see it right here since they changed KVCore in the spring. You see it in profile details and you can see who the assigned lender is, but you can change it from here.
So it doesn't have a bulk way to change it.
That's a great question.
Obviously, I'm wanting to change mine, or I wouldn't be asking all these questions.
Yeah, let me see.
I wonder if one of the more actions.
Yeah, you can.
Yay. Okay, perfect.
So you just select them here and then
yep.
Do now it'll only be for the two, you can only go up to 250 rows, so you'll have to keep doing each page.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yes, so that's that. You definitely want to add a lender. And the other thing I said was mentioning, not only can they have a campaign, when they get in here, you can add a note and you can CC a lender, so the lender will get notified. Like if I talked to this guy and said, hey, I just talked to him, he wants to get pre-approval, I could CC him, pin it to the top, and then he'll get notified. And then if I don't hear from him for a day, I can be like, hey, are you getting my messages or not? Yeah. So anyway, and then they can also create squeeze pages. And then when they create these squeeze pages under your domain, the leads will come in for both of you. And they could do that, but you have to teach them, and that's kind of, so anyway, and yes, how to add a lender, will be in these resources you get as well. Okay. So there's a couple more things and I want to quickly go over. We're going to talk about, sending an intro email to everybody in your database. We're going to talk about, creating squeeze pages, actually. Doing a social media post to introduce yourself and what you should have for your social media. And then we're going to just talk about like how you can learn KVCore and if you should get a setup or not, or just take some training. Okay. All right. So you can send an intro email. And what do I mean by that? I mean, once everybody is in your system, and you've added maybe those first 100 contacts, even, I don't care if it's just 50, I don't care if it's 20, you've added some people and you want to introduce all of your people to, hey, check out my website. I just updated it and I want to make sure that, I'm here to help you with your real estate needs, or, oh my gosh, I just joined a new brokerage and I want you to check it out. Or, oh my gosh, I'm a newly licensed agent and I want you to check out my website, whatever, like an introduction email. And so how you're going to do that, it's real simple. You're going to go here to marketing and back to smart campaigns, like I was showing earlier. You can go to templates, and there is a way to just create a whole new template. I'm going to quick show that to you, and I don't want to spend a ton of time just because I don't have a lot of time, but I'm just going to show you some possibilities. So I'm going to go to add template and email template, and I'm just going to call this demo intro email. Calling it a demo intro email. And I'm going to actually let me, before I do that, I'm gonna click on add template. Oh, it wants a subject. I'm gonna say test. Okay, add template. So I just kind of created something just to get it going. All right, so I added it and it's thinking. Come on, little guy. Let me refresh. I don't think it got added. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see if it did it. Demo. No. Okay, we'll do that again. Okay. So add template, email template, demo intro email. And I'll just use the subject line. Same. And I'm going to say, okay, add template. Okay. So now that I just kind of created that copy, I'm just going to find it. Now I'm just searching for it. And there it is. Okay, I'm going to click on edit. Now what I can do from here is I could just go ahead and write an email here and leave it at that. And then I could use that template to send everybody, but you can do something fancy. There's an advanced email editor. I'm going to say, yes, I want to use that. And you can do a few little things. So this is where the marketing comes in. And Dawn, how much more time do we have?
As much as you want.
Okay. Because because you might need to cut this video down because I do want to show this, because especially if you're a new agent, it's just kind of like, you know, I just wanted to be able to show you some possibilities. So if you've ever used MailChimp or Constant Contact, what's nice about this is it's really super easy to use. It's drag and drop. And so these are rows. And so I want to drag a couple of rows over. And you can create a beautiful newsletter even from this, but I'm just going to create something simple. And I'm just dragging some content rows over. I may use them all or not, but we'll see what happens. So just drag some rows over. Okay. And I want to put maybe a banner here. And so I want to show you, especially if you're in eXp Realty, some possibilities. So we're going to go to expmarketingcenter.com. And there's not really like an email banner per se in here. But I got to sign in with my passport. But there's like some social media type banners that we're going to use instead. So I'm going to go to this cover photo area under the social media section. And I can choose like one of these banners or Facebook covers as my email banner. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose this one down here. And so if you struggle with design, ta-da, you can just use this. And then it already has my name, my email address, my phone number, everything is already there because I've already set up my Exp Enterprise account. And I can change this from here. If I want to, I want to use my Google Voice number. I want to use a different email address or a different website. I could, okay. But anyway, I'm just going to download this like so. I'm going to download the PNG file. And then you can't see this, but I'm dragging it over to my desktop. And now in this area, it says no content here. I want to put what type of content I want. I want an image in that area. So I just put that. Now I'm going to drag my image there and ta-da, there's my email banner.
That's awesome.
Isn't that lovely? And then next I want just some text. I'm just going to make it simple. And we're just going to say, I am so excited to show you my new website or my updated website, or to tell you that I'm a newly licensed agent, or tell you just switch brokerages, or whatever your situation is. Okay. So write a couple sentences. It does not have to be long. As always, I'm here to answer your real estate questions. Okay, and I'm just going to put my name. And I'm going to add something to the top. This is what we're going to call merge tags. And when people get this email, I want them to know I'm addressing them. Like if their name's Susie Smith or Bob Jones, I want it to say hi Susie or hi Bob or whatever their name is. But so I'm going to create a merge tag. So I'm going to say hi. And I'm going to go to merge tag here, first name. So it's going to put in the person's first name automatically. And then, so it's going to be a little note for them. All right. I decided I'm not going to use this content box. So I'm going to get rid of that. Now this, I like these 3 rows because you can create these little buttons with KVCore. So the advanced email editor, I'm going to drag a button here. And so this is fun. This actually does things for you, I think. I think it actually does things for you. So I'm going to, I can change the words here. I'm going to say home value. I'll call home valuation. And this I'm going to say, oops, search properties. And this one I'll say market reports. Okay, something like that. So I got these 3 buttons. And when people click on this, I want them to go to my website. Okay, because even though people are in your website, like even if you import like 50 people or 100 people or 1,000 people in here, they're not registered on your website. You want them to actually register on your website too. So we want to get them there and we want to see what they're looking at. So I'm going to go to my website here. And the first one was market home value. So I'm going to go to my sell link. And there's my sell link. Now, this is not a squeeze page, but that's okay. I already have the quote unquote lead, and I already have them in my system. I just want them to click on here and go here and get their instant home value. Okay, so because I might not know their address, and so this might give me their address too. So that's fun. Okay, so I am going to go here. I'm going to click on this button, and then it says link type, open web page. So boop, I want to put that web page there. Search properties now. I'm going to go back. Oops. Get rid of that. I'm going to click on my search properties button. So most of you, it's going to say search here, but I changed to say West Michigan properties. Okay. But most of you, it's going to say search. And you'll notice when you do that, this is sort of an irritating thing about KVCore actually. But if you set it up to show your listings or out, or you don't have any listings, it's going to say our listings. And that's by default. And there's like kind of nothing you can do about that. It's either going to show your listings or it's going to show the agency listings. And I don't like that personally, but it is what it is. So you can create a link. So when people click on the link, they'll just see everything. So I'm going to click on more filters here, and then just more filters, and then apply filters. I didn't choose anything. I just said more filters, apply filters, and then ta-da, it's showing me everything. Okay. And that's what I want people to see. So I'm going to select that whole big link up there and click on search properties and paste that like so. Okay. And then market reports. Oops. So here is the button when you're on the search area, the search property link, you're going to see this little black free market report button. I'm going to grab that. And this is where somebody can enter in their city, county, neighborhood, or zip code, and it will give them a market report. I'll show you what it looks like.
I love the market reports.
Yeah, they're actually quite nice, aren't they?
Yes.
So it shows you how many homes for sale, total in the last 30 days, how many are new to the market, average days on market, average home price, average sold price, you know, I mean, popular listing, expensive listing, you know, it's a good little thing. So anyway, if people want to subscribe to that, so I'm going to put that in the there. Okay. Perfect. And then, isn't that lovely? Yeah. Now, I just want to point out too, you could also create buttons that when people clicked on it, it would send you an email, or if people clicked on it, it would call you directly, or if people clicked on it, they could send you a text, which is great if they're on their phone. Okay. But I don't have time to show you all that right now, but just, it's there, you can play with it. So now to make things super easy, we're just going to put in our signature. Now I could, you know, by default on your agent profile, there's a toggle that you can put on your agent profile that ensures that every email you send out automatically has your agent's signature. And that's great. But on these pretty emails, and these are designed really for mass emails. And whenever you send a mass email, you really should have an unsubscribe link, because you want to give people an opportunity to unsubscribe, because that's going to prevent spam reports, because people are going to say, okay, I do have an unsubscribe link, so I'm not going to report this as spam. You know, now most of these people you're going to send this to, they're going to be people, you know, but you just, I mean, you still, it's just a good practice to offer that. So, and I don't want that unsubscribe link to be at the top and my signature below.
Right.
So anyway, I'm going to drag content here. And what do I want here is my agent's signature. And what's going to fill in there is the agent signature I have in my profile is going to be filled in here. So I'm going to go to merge tag and go, where's my agent signature? Boop. So it's just going to fill in there. It's going to be lovely. It's going to fill in. It's going to be beautiful. And then I am going to drag this text here, and I'm going to put my unsubscribe link. Oops. Merge tag, unsubscribe URL. I'm going to make it tiny. I'm going to make it little. Okay. All right. So anyway, so now I've updated that template, and I can name this something wonderful. Like, for example, I kind of like to do this. You can grab this, their first name like so, and you can say, Susie, you're invited to see this, okay, or whatever. I don't know. Be creative. And then I'm going to update the template. Now, Once you create this, intro email to tell all the people that you put in your CRM to say, hey, come check out my website, whatever you've done to it, great. Then you're going to send that email. And how you're going to do that is you're going to go to marketing, all marketing, and you're going to schedule a mass email. And then you are going to click schedule email, and you can either send to everybody is in a certain saved filter, or everybody with a certain hashtag, like maybe you have a hashtag called newsletter or whatever, or just everybody in a certain status. So everybody that's in the status sphere, for example. Or you can just send it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, like every single status, you want.
Why not?
Send it to everybody, right?
Right.
And then you choose your template, and now it's finding it, and there it is. And from here, if I see anything I want to change, I could actually edit it from here. I could add a signed agent signature, but I don't have to. It's going to be right there. And I can choose when to send this and what time. Like, okay, I want to send this tomorrow or Monday. Let's say I want to send it Monday at 8 a.m. Now, notice it says when to send ET. This is important. If you don't live in an Eastern time zone, just know that if you send this out at 8 a.m. 8 a.m., it's going to go out Eastern time. So if you're Central time, it's really going to go out at 7 a.m. If you're Mountain time, it's really going to go out at 6 a.m. If you're Pacific time, it's really going to go out at 5 a.m. So decide what time Eastern time you want this to go out. Okay. And then you're going to click on schedule, and then it will be scheduled. So one thing that's not great about this is analytics. So like I had sent this one for my new listing because I wanted everybody to see it. And there's like a lot of like filled in data here that you can't see, but like I'm not really going to be able to see good analytics on this. If I open up each person, I can see if somebody opened it or not. There's not great like email analytics in there, but who cares? Honestly, I don't have time to care.
Good point. Very good.
It's like whatever. Okay.
Can't please everyone.
I can't do everything. Okay. So
awesome. So that is a great. And a lot of the people that are going to see this are newer agents. So I talk about creating a 12-month action plan of marketing ideas to send to your database. And this could be the very first one. Let them know. Yes, that's perfect. And you're getting to know KVCore. It's just a practice makes perfect kind of thing. Maybe not perfect, but practice will really get you in. Okay, Sylvia. So let's so that's a great one. So let's move on to the next one.
So now I'm going to show you two more things. So these are the 5 things to get started with KVCore. And the first one is importing your database, then adding a lender, then sending the website intro email. Now I'm going to show you how to create post and boost on Facebook, a squeeze page. Okay. And it's not going to take a long time.
I know. I love this.
Yeah. So we're going to go to Facebook, and yes, you have to have a Facebook business page. It's just something you have to do. So just do it. Okay. I can sit here for a while and tell you why, but I don't have time. Just do it. Okay. So
for a realtor, you need one.
Right. Yes. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I have this listing and I have boosted it and all that. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to create a whole fresh one. I'm going to do it for this listing because I really need to sell this listing. It's one of these that's going to be a little tougher to sell, I think. So I'm going to do it. So I'm going to show you the old school way. Now, KVCore has something called Property Boost, where you can like pay $60 for a week for them to boost a property and give you leads, but you're going to get like 12 leads or something stupid. And I think that's ridiculous. And so I'm going to teach you how to do it the way I do it to get a lot more leads for a lot less money. So here I'm in the squeeze page area. I chose my domain because you might have more than one domain. And I don't have time to explain how that's possible, but it's possible. So, you choose the domain you're working in and click start building. And we're going to go to single property, and we're going to do this old school way. Now what's cool is they used to have it where you could just have the MLS ID, but they've added it. So now you can put the address. So you can just start typing your address, and there it is. Boop. And then you can choose your source, like, and you're going to, give your source a nickname. And I always give FB as my nickname for Facebook. And then you can put hashtags. The hashtags I use when I'm promoting a property is whatever the address is. And the hashtag is going to be all one word. So 3644 Horton Avenue Southeast is the hashtag I'm going to use. I also have the tag Facebook buyer, and I do that for a couple reasons. The first reason is because I have a custom campaign in my setup in my campaigns and Dawn, you have this too, where if this lead comes in, they're going to get the Facebook buyer campaign. Now, if the Facebook buyer campaign doesn't start, that's okay. They'll still get the new lead buyer campaign, but this is just a little more tailored to Facebook. So those are the two hashtags I'm going to put in. You don't have to put in any hashtags if you don't want to. All right. And then remember, property views before registration. I want an immediate. I want people to immediately register. Okay. I'm not here to do anybody any favors. All right. And then I'm going to generate the link. Now, the long link and the short link are the exact same thing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to grab this short link. And if I put it in the URL window at the top here, it's going to automatically convert to the long link. And the long link tells a story of the squeeze page. And the story is, hey, this is the domain that this squeeze page was created with. This is the MLS ID. PPC equals FB. That means what source is this coming from? ADDHT, this means what hashtags are going to be added. And then view timing is how many pictures can they see? This means immediate. So it's telling a story of the squeeze page. It's giving KVCore directions for what to do with that lead. And so that's what a squeeze page is. Now we're going to go to my Facebook and we're going to post this. Now, I don't want people to just click create post in Facebook. If you've turned on Creator Studio and you've got that option, great, do that. Otherwise, my old go-to is just to go here to publishing tools because you have more control. And that's why I'm suggesting it. And so I'm going to go to create post from publishing tools. And you'll see, because I have my Instagram business account connected, I could choose one or the other, but I'm just going to do Facebook right now. I'm going to enter my squeeze page link here and then wait for it to preview. And yay, it did. And now I'm going to put some wonderful notes here because I want to attract attention. So I'm going to say offers due. What did I say? Trying to think what time I said. I know the answer. I know the answer. What time did I say? 11 a.m. Okay. All right. Offers due at 11 a.m. Monday, September 20th.
What a great market we have where we could put that on there right now, right?
I know, but I'm a little worried because like I said, I've not had a lot of showings requested on this one.
Oh, it's a cute little house.
I know it. It's a good price point. It's a huge lot. It has air conditioning and a huge backyard. And,
well, this will do it. Get this going,
and then this will
bring them.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say okay. So I'm gonna say, don't miss this listing. This Wyoming home. This 2-bed, 1.5.
It looks charming. Don't miss this.
Okay.
Charming.
Don't miss this charming. I'm gonna put charming.
There you go.
Okay. And then the other thing that you want to do is you actually want to put emojis.
Yes.
Because people are attracted to them. They just see them better. And so I'm going to find some emojis. I'm going to find like an arrow or a
I always like the starry-eyed one.
Yeah. I want to do.
There's your arrows. You just passed.
Where do you see? I want to
go back down just a bit. Right there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. That's what I want to do. Okay. Okay. And then I can use for bullet points, I could use the starry-eyed.
There you go.
Okay. And I'm going to say central air. I'm hot right now, so that's
Always
what
a
I'm
plus.
I'm like, hey, it's central air. That's important. Well, in Michigan, we don't always have central air in every home.
Is it newly remodeled?
No.
Okay.
Sure not. I'd love to say, but it's sure not.
Okay, not even updated. Okay.
I'm gonna say, it's gonna say, okay, 2-car garage.
Great location.
Yeah. Well, I'll get there. Heat garage. Close to Godwin Heights schools. US 131 shopping and conveniences. What else do I want to say?
Cute.
Sunroom, sun porch. So I'm just going to say a couple fun things. Okay, whatever. And then contact me for your private showing or something like that.
Oh,
all right.
Go back up.
What'd I do?
Contact for me.
Oh yeah. Thank you. All right. So see something wonderful. And I don't want to get messages. I want people to just click on that. So I'm not going to put that. Now from here, I can actually schedule this, but I'm just going to publish it right now. So I'm publishing it. Now it's published, but it's just on my page. So I want people to actually see this. I'm going to boost it.
Awesome.
So from here, I'm going to do that. I don't have to go to my business manager and do that from here. I can still get pretty great activity on it just from here. And I can have still control for my ad here. So I'm going to click on boost post. And then I'm going to change my objective because right now it's on automatic to let Facebook decide what my objective is. But I know my objective is to send people to my website. I want to get the leads. I don't want to get messages. I want people to click on it so I can get the lead. I don't want Facebook messages. And when you see this, you guys, this has been happening to me a lot when I've been creating squeeze pages lately. It does something weird here, but the post is still good. So I just ignore that. The post is still there. This is just something weird the boost is doing. You have to choose special ad category of housing because you sell real estate and you're talking about real estate, and for fair housing laws, you have to choose that. Otherwise your ad's going to probably get rejected. And then for your audience, you can't change the gender or the age because of fair housing laws, but you can choose the location. And right now I have, it's in Wyoming, Michigan. I'm going to get rid of Wyoming. I'm going to put Grand Rapids, and I can put, if I wanted to reach out to people in California or Chicago to see this property, I totally could. Okay. But right now I'm just going to do Grand Rapids, and you can go choose a radius of up to 50 miles around. So I'm just going to go 25 miles. All right. And then I choose interests. So you can choose interests, and I choose usually home improvement, house hunting, and Zillow seem to be the ones that work best for me. And then it says my audience is good. So yay. And I'm going to save it. And then automatic placements as far as where these ads are. Yes, I can let Facebook decide. I can choose my days and duration. So I could say, well, I want to run this for one more day. And so the end date, I'm going to do 2 days because I'm going to do 2 days. And I'm going to, because it's my own listing. Normally I'll just do $5 or $10 if it's just to get 15 or 20 leads, but it's my own listing. And I really want to get eyes on this listing. So I've already, boosted some things, but I'm gonna do it again. And you choose what ad account that you have. And I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to hit boost. So then it saves, and then eventually it'll come in your email that your ad's up and running. And it usually might take a couple of hours, but that's how you do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you
and
so much. I'm so glad that you needed to do an ad.
Yeah. Well, and I do get a lot of leads that, when I do this, and I'll show you, and I get a lot of free leads too. And I just want to mention that
Yeah. Because you can't go post in like the yard sale groups and different things that allow you to. You want to make sure that you go through and read the rules on any of those groups that you sign up for, because if not, you could go to Facebook jail. And Facebook jail is not fun when you're
it's really definitely not fun at all. And also if you go into those groups and like contribute good things, like, hey, you guys, I just went to this new restaurant in the area, you should check it out. If you're promoting other things in the area, or, oh my gosh, I went to the dog park today and it was really fun, something, these kind of things, then you're seen as a better contributor. So if you post a just listed once in a while, they don't hate you as much. But you'll see for my free leads that from posting in groups specifically, I have 524 leads since like the spring, and that's pretty good for my free leads. But anyway, okay, so that's that. Now I have been running a little ad for my property over the last 24 hours, and I want to see how many leads I've gotten from it, because it's important to me, because it's my own listing. And so I'm looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm only at 5, and I don't like that. So I just need to keep pushing it, and I'm gonna maybe try some new strategies. The ads, my boosts are still running and everything, and it's only been 24 hours, but still. So I need to get more on this, and I might have to have a heart to heart with my sellers and drop the price. I think I just need it to be a little more exciting for people. Okay. So that's that. Now, finally, let's just talk quickly about the social media stuff. And, as a new agent, I just want to go back to this Facebook business page idea. That yes, you have to have one. And one reason you have to have one is because if you don't have, a lot of activity on your new KVCore website, or you don't have a WordPress website where you're blogging a lot, or you don't have a lot of stuff out there yet because you're new, or you just switch brokerages or whatever, your Facebook business page is always going to always take care of you, because when people search for you, if you don't have anything else going, it's going to be the thing that's at the top. So if they are searching for your name and real estate or realtor, then this Facebook business page is the one that's going to come up in Google to the top. In fact, I got a date that way once. I was at the movies. I was at the movies, and I went by myself, and there was a guy there that was also by himself, and we were watching the same movie. And before the movie started, we were like just chatting and stuff. And then all he knew about me is he knew my name was Sylvia. That was it. And then he knew I was a real estate agent. Those were the two things he knew. In like the 15 minutes of conversation we had. And later that night, I got an email, and it was him. He found me online because I could be found online. Yeah. And my email address was there, So, so whether you want to sell houses or get a date, just have a Facebook business page. Right. Right. Yeah. So anyway, but that's that. So, I don't have time to go over like how to do it, but it's really not that hard. Just do it. Yeah. And
that in another class. So
yes,
we're good.
But what I did want to point out is on your EXP Marketing Center, you can create, like, you can introduce yourself as an agent. So for example, the social media shareables.
Love those.
Mm-hmm.
I also love share the meme from Workplace. I go copy those.
Oh yeah. Those are fun. Yeah. So somewhere down here are these Exp Introduction Templates. So you could, and if you actually invited an agent to come on, you can do this for them, or you can do this. Like this one, it says proud to join Exp Realty, and you can put your name there. You can change your city. You can change the little bio of what it says, make sure your number and everything, your website, everything is how you want it there. And then download this and upload it to your Facebook, share it to your personal profile, and just announce yourself. So you don't want to be a secret agent. I'm going to tell you, especially if you're a new agent, if like your first 6 deals, if the majority of those aren't from your sphere, and you don't get it done within the first year, you're definitely something's wrong. You are a secret agent. So don't be a secret agent. Announce yourself to the world so people know when they need a real estate agent, they're going to call you. So that's that. And then also doing a Facebook Live, super easy on your phone. To just do a Facebook Live, introducing yourself, telling people you're excited about, whatever's new in real estate with you, whether whatever your success is, whatever your celebration is, do it. Okay, so that's that. Now, how to learn KVCore. So I have a little $5 class, and in this resources that Dawn shares with you, you can get access to this. I have all kinds of webinars, free classes, cheap classes to learn how to do things. And one of those classes is the 10 essentials to fast start your KVCore. Okay, just getting everything basically set up in like 90 minutes and going. Okay, KVCore has its own training. You could go here to the dashboard and you could take the agent success plan. I have, I've heard a few agents have, good feedback with this, but mostly I hear that they don't like it. And they like my training better. I don't know. Maybe they're just being nice, but it's what I hear.
The training is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty
fun.
Good. And then there's also here, there's support chat. You can, if there's something you don't know how to do or something's broken, you can ask them. Like can't tell you the number of messages I get in workplace every day. Like people wanted me to fix their KVCore. I'm like, dude, contact them. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, and then our brokerage here at EXP, we've got, KVCore Q&As in the world. And there's even like a KVCore room you can go into and ask questions. There's certain hours for that. But Dawn's going to be sharing my DIY guide and links to things you can join my KVCore happy hour I do. And those are free on Zoom. I have a YouTube channel with tons of training. I also have
tons of free stuff on your YouTube channel.
I do.
I can't believe how much free stuff you offer.
Tons of free stuff. I've got my my on-demand classes that you can pay for, but they're very affordable. It's just teaching you KVCore beginning to end. And then I have my setup service where we can set you up and get you started with a lot of these tools already. And then you can participate in my on-demand training to teach you how to use the thing and come to live Q&As that are just for those that got my setup.
Love it.
So yes. So, we optimize the website, we ensure in functionality and SEO, we just kind of refresh the look and feel just to make it a little more new and more quality. We change around images and colors and that kind of thing. We do add some custom pages and blog posts. You get 14 squeeze page links with a strategy guide. You get 10 custom campaigns installed and activated. I have a community platform now where it's not on Facebook, but I'm actually thinking about moving into Facebook, but I'm just not sure yet. But it's just within my Sylvia System platform where we have a community that you can ask questions, and if I see it, I answer them.
I need to get in there. I don't know.
I know you should get in there. I know. You have my KVCore setup review on demand and other training courses on demand. You get at least 1 year, and I've not really put a cap on this yet. I probably will eventually, but people who get my setup even since March of 2020 still can come to my live Q&As, and it's no extra charge. It's just part of that one-time fee.
I get that invite still.
Yep. And I offer those 4 different times a month at a variety of different times. And then I offer add-ons, like we do a Facebook business page setup for you. We do create a custom newsletter template for you. We can do custom widgets. We can add other additional campaigns like for FSBOs and expireds. And we also do an intro video editing service and WordPress. So we offer a lot. So
you do.
In the my resources guide that I'm giving Dawn, all the links to everything to learn more about this stuff is there.
Awesome.
How's that?
That is amazing. Honestly, Sylvia, like that, there's so much value for this. And it's the first thing as a new agent. I know that you're spending money doing things, but if you just spend a little bit of money and get this all set up in the beginning and learn how to do the squeeze pages, learn how to just do what she teaches you, you will make all the money back so quickly.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. This
Yes,
has
absolutely.
been amazing, and I appreciate it so much. My agents will all appreciate it. I'm sure you'll get some business, if not anything else, some followers. So
Absolutely.
keep up the good work. I don't know how in the world you are still unshare your screen real quick.
What, say it again?
Unshare your screen. Are you still sharing your screen?
Yes.
Let's see your big picture. There you go. Awesome. So I do not know how you're still selling real estate. Like you were just at an open house earlier today.
Yeah.
So that's
That'd be
crazy.
a lot.
Building a team.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm working on that. I'm working on that so that I don't have to work so hard.
That is, I did that. I've been with EXP for 5 years, and I was like, okay, no more. I can't go show. I literally just trained the last couple of agents to do the listings. And so
Nice.
I'm just doing training, and now you're part of it. So and I look forward to seeing you soon. I will not be at EXPCon this year because I signed up for Tony Robbins' event in Florida, and my husband and I are flying out there in November.
That's awesome.
Yeah, got to keep doing that education.
Absolutely, all the time, no matter, it's all the time. I mean,
all the time.
All the time.
Be the best that you could be, grow as much as you can, and keep adding value to your business for your clients.
Going to events is
Huge.
So important. I used to sell Mary Kay, and Mary Kay Ash has a story when she was in and I'm saying this because a lot of agents don't take the time to go to these big events because it's too expensive, and that's why I'm mentioning this.
Awesome.
But Mary Kay Ash, when she used to sell Stanley Home Products or something, and she was new to sales, and also it was like the 60s or whatever. And she was, or maybe it was the 50s even in that time for her. And she, was a woman. And so she had like a disadvantage in that industry, but she, needed the money. She needed to make the money. And so she went and she basically brought I don't know, peanut butter and bread, to a conference so that she could eat and go and be there, and so, but she, and then, eventually, she became a top salesperson in her sales, Stanley Home Products. And then she started Mary Kay.
Wow.
Which of course we know what that turned into, and so, but going to events is so important. And
so for so many different reasons. I just saw you at the event that we went to in Dallas, and I had so much fun at that event. Just from meeting everyone, just seeing everyone, especially being at EXP, we are a virtual company. So it's really important to go to those events and meet people and still be live.
And just think about how much help you can get from other people, even like you and I help each other. And so we're in different states and, whatever. And so in 2019, I mean, obviously 2020 was, it was what it was, but in 2019, I went to 6 events.
Yeah.
And it was just, I have my best friends all over the country, and I just love it. So
that's what I want to do. I love to go to the events. And so I normally go to every EXP one. It just so happens
it's just, you can't,
I booked the Tony Robbins and then realized, those are really close to each other. And Vegas is not my favorite place. So
it's not mine either.
I hate that they're doing it there, but that's okay. I like Florida, so can't wait to go back there. So anyway. Well, thank you so much for giving me your time, and I look forward to sending people to you and being at your events. So this whole thing made me want to just get back into my KVCore, make sure everything is going right, and get my newsletters going again. You did my newsletter.
I know.
I had it going for a long time, and then I did something else, and I need to get back in because people just click on that stuff constantly. So,
and Dawn, just so if you go into my guide, you go back into my add-ons and stuff, we have a refresher.
Cool.
Presto refresh. So if you've got my setup before, for $150, you can get all the latest and greatest stuff.
I will do that. We have
a lead revival campaign and stuff.
Okay.
And so different things. And maybe we could work out something if you still have your newsletter, if you wanted a refresh on that, we could work out something because it's in there already. It just has to be updated a little.
It does.
So,
I need to do that. I need to get back in there and get that all going because it's so easy as a team lead that you hire people to get in and start doing things for you that you forget about setting that all up. And I think that's really important. So I will connect with you this week and have you get in there and do all of that for me so that I could get my newsletter going again and just make sure I have all these updated.
And actually, I think back to like when you even got your setup, I was still I don't touch the setups anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I have a team now.
Yeah. Well,
and I taught them how, I'm still very involved. Like, but my team, like they know how to do it better than I do now.
That's awesome. And I'm working on that with my course. So I've been working with a branding person, getting everything branded. So I'm going to have a brand new website.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be downloading. And my course is called Freedom to Flourish.
Awesome.
And it's really setting up all of your foundational real estate things. Like I will have a week in there where I go over the buyer packet and the seller packet and just all kinds of things in there. So
nice.
I will send you all of that when I get it all complete. Right now, I'm just doing the beta and you're in it. So thank you so much. And I will hopefully see you soon. Have a great rest of your weekend, Sylvia.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.